and welcome to the Mattniverse. Today we're going to do something a little different, a tour video for the 40 subscriber goal that I had for the channel. This video will kind of showcase some of the things that you kind of can't see, like, let me see, that shelf over there that you can't see. There's a lot of stuff on there, and then there's a shelf right next to me that you can't see. So I kind of want to show you guys like what's all around here, and then kind of what's going on with like the rig that I have and kind of the setup that I do for all these videos, kind of showing you how I do that. And there will be another tour video in the future, but when I get a better space, because this one is kind of claustrophobic. It's right next to a wall and right in front of a wall. So, and the desk is pretty wide, so there's not much space. So I'll show you guys kind of what's going on around here, and then we'll kind of come back and talk a little more. So hope you guys enjoy the tour. So the first place we're starting is kind of in the shelf you see in the videos, but only like a part of it. This is pretty much where a lot of the figures reside. It's pretty much in this whole little cluster here. It's a little hard to get them all, but I will try to get most of them and go slow. I got a couple of Pushins up there. Star Trek things over there. Then we go down to this shelf where pretty much a lot of the Steven Universe is. A lot of the Legos that we got. A couple of cats over here. And Anna from Overwatch. Then we go over here to where a lot of the Rick and Morty stuff are. And an Ein from Cowboy Bebop. And then this, all the way back in there, is what my wife made. She kind of tried to make it for a tree topper for our Christmas video. I'm pretty sure I did put it in there, but it's kind of hard to see. So there's Rick and Morty. And we go down to there's just kind of the fridge where we just put a lot of our drinks. Very small ones if we can. Got a Mario and a Claptrap. A lot of games down here. Nothing too special down there. So next we have this little shelf over here with our Ghost Stones, our BRS, and then one down there from Witchblade. We got our BMO, our Jake, and Finn, and a BMO. Very tiny little BMO on there. Then we got these down here. We got our Ruby, if the light would decide it wants to stay on. We got Ruby back there. Wow. Weiss is kind of hiding. I don't know what I was going to say there. And then we got South Park right here, and a South Park down there. The only thing we're missing on the South Park is the Coon layer. And we got Perona back there without her hat, because I don't think her hat would fit in there. And I don't kind of remember where it is. So we'll have to figure that out later. So, after the light decides it wants to keep going on and off, we decide to move over here. We got the three over here, which is another Perona, then a Nami, and a Robin. Down here, got Pushin and a Sonico, but we'll get to all that later. There is a lot of her, starting with those two right there. A Sora back there in his Halloween outfit from Kingdom Hearts 2, still in the box. Never really decided to take him out, even though I probably should have. Kind of just, you know, make him around, do a pose or something, but never got around to it. Then we got Professor Chaos, and a little General Disarray, and another hiding little Professor Chaos over there. Forgot about him. Then a Ice King, a few little Splatoon people. Got a chest from Super Dungeon. Then down here, we got a lot of FNAF, and you may recognize the one in the middle, in the front. I don't know what's up with this light. It loves to go on and off. But this one, you should know by the pink mustache and the pink mustache underwear, that this is Mark. My wife decided to make them since we had an extra a Freddy, because we got them on at GameStop, and we're trying to collect them all. We're still missing a few, but we had an extra, so she decided to make a Mark out of it, which I thought was pretty cool. And then we got a green cupcake. I think was supposed to be Jacksepticeye, but I don't know. It didn't really get finished, so well. Maybe work on that later, maybe. We got a few more figures down here. Nice little plate, and then a Bob over in the corner there. So, now we move on to the big thing, which is a lot of Sonicos, because we have a lot of them, as you can see. All these up here, and then all those down here. And then a pumpkin. This little guy was used for the Halloween. I think like the one episode I used him in, then we kind of changed him into a pumpkin for fall, which was a pretty nice thing. Kind of for Thanksgiving-ish. Maybe we'll decorate them again or get another one. I don't know, for Christmas. Probably not. But these were pretty cool too. My wife also made. These were extra Five Nights at Freddy's people as well. So this is an extra Freddy that she decided to take the head off of. So the hat's gone. And then she kind of made it look like me. If I can get a good picture here. But I don't think it's going to work. There we go. That works. So now you can see him a little better. I got the blue hair, the black head, the back of the head that's black, and then the blue bow tie, which is pretty nice since my favorite color is blue. And then she made one of herself also. This one little right here. It's a nice little bunny. It's not going to do it again, is it? There it is. And then she gave her kind of a long hair there, which was pretty cool. It's a nice little thing. My wife likes to do things like these, so it was just nice we had a few extras that she decided to do that with. So, then we got a few Borderlands people back here. We got the Tiny Tina, then the Claptrap, then a Handsome Jack, and a Moxie, and then a few more Pushins. And then still some more Sonico figures, and then I got a few back there. Then a few over here. Let me try and see if I can get out of that light there. Just to kind of show you what we got. And then a nice little Sunny down there from One Piece. Then we move on to this shelf over here, which is still even yet, of course, more figures again. With the PS4, the Xbox was right down there. And then even more figures, so I'll try and go slow again, just so you guys can get a look at these if you want to. Nice little dragon. And then this little token here that we got is for that Kickstarter of the Ruby Combat Ready, which I do have, which is actually kind of pretty fun. Little hard with only 2 people, but we do what we can. Then yet again, even more Sonicos in there. Can't you tell what favorite figure we like? And then even more over here. We got some boas back there with a Nami. And then a bunny Sonico back there, but the light decides when it wants to go, and there we go. And then an office one, and then this one right here we had to put together, even though it didn't say that when we bought it. We kind of got it, found that it was all disassembled, so that was fun. So those are our own colors that we actually put on it. Blue, of course. Like the blue. Then down here we got the headphones I used to use, and then the headphones I kind of use now, but as you can see, they're kind of broken. They kind of broke a long time ago. A couple weeks, I suppose. Maybe a month, give or take. Then this right here is a 6 terabyte hard drive for all my games on Steam. So about half of it's filled. So that's quite a lot of games, save files, things like that. So these kind of went through a bit of a fix, I suppose. Because you can see a lot of tape on there, but this side over here busted way lower because that the part that it pulls out at actually broke off, because that thing is pretty thin. And it's hard to show you because I don't know if I'll be able to. It's a little hard to show, but there are some screws in there. There we go. There's the bolt there if you can kind of see it. We kind of had to bolt the pieces together so they wouldn't come off. That was an enjoyable project. But it works now for the most part. I mean, I used to use them every day in normal kind of circumstances, but now I just kind of use them for the video. And then over there's the Vive stuff with a pair of headphones I use for Xbox Live. So nothing much there. So let's get on to the rig, which is right here. Now this is an Alienware Area 51. Let me do this. Might be a bit better. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out in the video. We'll see. But it's an Area 51 computer that I got at Best Buy. A good place to get it, I suppose. So what it comes with... there we go. Is a i7-6800K processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Then this cooler actually kind of got switched out because the other one kind of busted. We'll talk about that in a bit. Then this is a 1080 GeForce GTX. And then down there is my Elgato card, which I pretty much use to do PS4, Switch games, things like that. I thought about doing Xbox games, but we'll see how that works out in the future. Maybe. We'll see. But anyways, this is a Corsair H80i V2. It has fans on both sides, so it is pretty big. So I did have to kind of move my gaming card down. But it works pretty well, since the other one kind of... I don't really know what happened, actually. It just kind of revved up all of a sudden and just kept doing that every time I started it up. But once I switched out the cooler, it works just fine. So eventually, we'll go ahead and replace these two stock fans right here, since might as well, you know, make the gaming rig better if we can. But that's the rig right there, so let me go ahead and turn on the computer and I'll show you guys what I do when I start videos and stuff. Okay, now that everything's back up and running, if you haven't already noticed, I do have a 2-screen setup. Usually I use the Bandicam over there. That's what I use to record the main screen. And then I usually keep Adobe Audition over here also. Sometimes in the past, Adobe Audition has frozen up on me, and I couldn't really tell when I was using the one screen because it doesn't tell you that. So if I use the other screen, I usually kind of peek over here sometimes, just to see if it's still running. And that's usually a good thing. Plus you can just do whatever you want on this screen, doing, you know, other things on that screen too. It works out really well. But usually I got my Focusrite, Scarlett Focusrite 2i2 down there. And that's what powers my mic that I'm using up here. I don't really think this mic is anything too special. I kind of don't even remember what it is actually. So maybe I'll have to see if I can figure that out. But usually I do the 1, 2, 3 clap method to kind of sync up the camera and the mic itself, so the sound, you know, the file will actually work, so you can sync it up a lot better. So usually I do a, hold on one second, a 3, 2, 1. Very loud, apologize for that. But yeah, you got that spike kind of going right there, and then there should be a spike on the camera, which I use to kind of sync it up, and that's usually how I get things going. And then usually to sync up the camera audio to, or the camera visuals and the audio to the video, I usually just go down, and then I usually kind of just do a down-up method, kind of like that. And then I usually kind of click too, but a bit louder because the mic won't pick it up from there, because this is kind of a quiet mouse, so you guys didn't hear me click too much. I got kind of a quiet keyboard too, so I kind of tried to mitigate those kinds of things, even though I still do breathe a lot in my videos, but that is kind of how things are done here. Although I did kind of learn this from Jacksepticeye also. That's kind of how I learned how to do videos. So that's kind of where I got all that from. But that's pretty much the basic tour. There's not much else to really share. So I'll head it back to the other setup that I've been using. And I'll see you guys in just a minute. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. There's a lot of stuff to see, a lot of figures, really. I mean, that's mainly all my wife and I collect, is kind of a lot of figures. I mean, you could definitely tell, even from looking like right here. I mean, there's a lot. But anyways, I do want to sincerely thank everyone who did sub and who has actually even watched a video. Even if you don't sub, I'm glad that you even found a video. Because in the beginning, to be truthful, I didn't even know if people were finding them. I mean, maybe it might have been me, my tags, or it could have just been YouTube. I don't know. I hear a lot of people saying a lot of things about YouTube and the problems that it has, so I wasn't really sure, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it, and I definitely will be making a lot more in the future, if I can, and if YouTube is still around. We'll have to see, I suppose. So I want to thank you guys sincerely that you guys subbed to me, because I'm really grateful for that. It definitely makes me think that I'm at least doing something, you know, to at least hopefully help people's lives. Even if it's just to watch a video. I know I'm not really all that funny and all, but I try the best I can, you know, trying to be myself. I'm not much of a jokester, so I do what I can. I'm just me, being me. That's kind of what I do, so thank you guys for you know, coming to see the videos and stuff, and actually liking them, commenting on them. I think it's really nice that I get to do something like that. So thank you guys for joining me for this exploring adventure. I will see you guys for another adventure. Bye.